This is my project proposal for BCM 116 called Sand versus Steel. Sand versus Steel looks to explore the relationship and contrast between the modern and historic Wollongong settings, between being a modern tourist town and a historic mining town. This will be shown through an immersive 5-minute dual-screen exhibit that invites audiences to pause and engage with both sides of what makes Wollongong the suburb it is, blending the historic and the current. This will occur through a time-lapse montage of various typical tourist landmarks across Wollongong on the first screen and historical locations on the second. The screens will be aided by a soundscape that blends the two worlds, something like beginning with seagulls, the surfing kids playing on the sand, fading then into metallic clangs, furnace rumble, and rhythmic hammering representing Wollongong's mining history. The experience will be reflective and immersive through a range of sensory elements. In terms of inspirations, I strongly believe in the idea of knowing where something has come from, learning about its history in order to fully understand it or appreciate it. I think this is especially true for place and somewhere with as rich history as Wollongong. Grounding this locally, Luke Johnson's poem Dusk explores some of the rich culture Wollongong has, as well as being a town of coastal beauty. Additionally, taking themes from this poem of time is something I hope to explore in my installation. This was aided by two case studies. The first was on blast theory. Blast theory's works have always embodied audience immersion, producing groundbreaking works spanning across different media, including performances, games, apps, and installations that place the audience at the center of the experience around them, enhancing or opening new opportunities and perspectives. The interactive experiences have always explored social and political questions, not necessarily answering those questions, but allowing the audience to engage with them, often challenging perspectives or forming new ones. This looks like their game Hurricane at the International Red Cross and Red Crescent Museum in Geneva in 2013, demonstrating the role the Red Cross and the Red Crescent play in disaster recovery in communities. An experience a lot of people have the fortune of never experiencing firsthand, but they may only hear stories or try and empathize with this. But in order to fully empathize, they might not be able to do. In Hurricane, players must work together, and collaboration is a major part of this game as they prepare for their island for an incoming hurricane. They choose things to prioritize, things like planting mangroves, building shelters, how to use food, and preparing for the evacuation, reflecting real-world scenarios. Hurricane exemplifies blast theory's work, occupying the space between performance and game, while the audience is transformed into active participants. Play is designed to be easy and includes up to 25 people. Its audio instructions are given in multiple different languages, but players can play together even if they do not share a language, showing the universality of this game and this experience. The element of their work that is most interesting is their commitment to creating immersive experiences that reflect real-world scenarios, such as in Hurricane. The game reflects the real-world ethos of the Red Cross and Red Crescent and puts participants in a position many don't find themselves. This is something I aim to explore in Sand and Steel, and I think it's very different to hear about history and to actually see it, to feel it. My installation aims to really show the history of Wollongong so people can feel surrounded by it and hopefully grow to appreciate it in more depth. Second case study is the work of Lucien Castan-Taylor and Veronia Paragal. Together, they are known for pushing boundaries between anthropology, documentary, and art cinema, where their work resists conventional narrative, instead immersing audiences in raw sensory experiences. Their work take on many of the different human and anthropological experiences, such as human fragility, labor, and violence, bring them to the forefront of their installations by blending soundscapes, visuals, and narrative explanation. Leviathan is a documentary filmed aboard a North Atlantic commercial fishing vessel, immersing audiences in the world of industrial fishing. Together, they take something audiences may be vaguely familiar with and throw them right in by attaching small cameras on trawlers, nets, and surrounding ocean to create different viewpoints from fishermen's sea life. Specifically, it shows the sensory violence that comes with industrial fishing, highlighting things like machinery involved, fish, gulls, and human exhaustion. The sounds of animals, equipment, and the ocean here add to the audiovisual experience. The film utilizes raw images of these events along with very intimate and personal camera work to create a brutal and dark effect that is described to be almost hallucinatory at times. Together, these works show that Castaigne, Taylor, and Paravel's ability to evoke emotion through immersion and blending audio and visual elements to bring big concepts in intimate personal forms. This inspires my project, Sand versus Steel, by contrasting two major elements of modern and historic Wollongong as a popular tourist destination now and a city that thrived off mining city previously. In terms of the display style, it's going to be something like this. Obviously, it's quite simple. Probably not going to be entirely like this, but having these split screens where they're showing different things that are meant to contrast. In terms of Wollongong now, between being physically a little sick and not living in Wollongong, I don't have much in terms of like recorded footage going on necessarily. But in terms of what Wollongong looks like now, taking different aspects of the city at both at day and night, showing the intimate beauty of the landscapes, contrasting this with more historic takes on the natural landscape, things like the mining culture has been explored.